If I wanted to disarm America and do it with Americans that are willing to be disarmed, here's what I'd do. First, I'd pretty much do all the things that the White House is doing now. I'd assure the public, including conservation groups, hunters, shooters, and all lawful gun owners that they are safe and not to worry. The Second Amendment, I'd tell them, is important to all Americans, and we must all stand together. I'd assure the public that the only thing we're going to do is to stop the illegal gun trafficking and the guns that have no place in a civilized society. Yep, that'd be phase one. But here's what I'd do next. I'd focus on the kids, and I'd focus on the schools. I'd build a bridge with kids and make them feel like heroes. How? I'd roll out a national public service campaign to help make America safer. And I'd ask for all Americans, especially young people, to help. I'd begin by asking them to make a simple pledge to make their communities, schools, and homes safe from gun violence. I'd get them to buy into the pledge. I'd recognize them and give them awards and prizes for participating. I'd come up with a simple to-do list that school teachers could discuss and pass along to the students. It'd start out with something like this, a basic questionnaire. Do you want to live in a safe neighborhood and go to safe schools? Do you want to see that criminals go to jail and are not free to hurt students and their families? I'd make the question so obviously leading that everybody would agree. Then, again, I'd salute and recognize the students for pledging to work hard to make America safer. I'd find a way to financially reward the schools that participate in the Making America Safer campaign. And for those who don't agree, well, I'd pretend to be understanding, and I'd say that's okay, all the while putting them into a to-be-watched category, and I'd paint them as oddballs and radicals. I'd ask them if they'd ever seen a gun, or if they know where a gun is in their home. I'd ask them how many guns are there in their home. I'd ask if they feel safe knowing that the guns are there. I'd plant the seeds of doubt and concern in their young skulls. I'd learn who had the guns, how many they had, and the mindset of the students toward their parents. I'd continue to turn the children against guns and their parents by providing special awards and scholarships and community service awards for doing their part, remember, to make America safer. I'd ask students what they'd do if they could with the guns around them. Would they do nothing, or would they prefer to feel safe in a gun-free home? I would build the resentment towards guns one plank at a time to where young people would develop a fear not only of guns, but of anybody who owned a gun. If I were a gun-grabbing politician, I would never admit it, but secretly I'd hope for more school shootings and random acts of a madman, and I'd pray that the mad gunman was a member of the NRA or the Tea Party, and I'd use every opportunity to vilify those with any of those horrible assault weapons. If I wanted to get the guns, I'd do it slowly, through the children and through the schools, so slowly that it almost goes unnoticed. And that, my friends, is how I would go about disarming Americans. And yep, that's the direction I think we're headed, and I'm not sure we can do anything about it.